Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and I've got a double process video today. I've got an art journal page and a junk journal page because I had a lot of scraps and supplies, and you guys know me, I like to do the bit of the lazy crafting sometimes, and when I can exploit my materials to get 2 pages for the price and time of one, I'm going to jump on it. I am going with a lot of scraps today, and the reason for that is I've recently just reorganized my room. I've got a new craft desk, and I unearthed a huge amount of scraps and collage items that I had completely forgotten about, to tell you the truth, and I had shoved in a little box, big box, in a cupboard, and surprise, I found them again, and I really need to use them because I don't know about you guys, but I find that my scraps accumulate so fast, and there's something that I need to make a conscious effort to reach for more, rather than the larger brand new pieces of paper and bits and pieces and just paint and stencils. I need to actually use some collage and some paper bits more often. So I've sped this up quite fast. I think this is maybe 3 or 4 times fast because it took me a while to cut all of these into rectangles, and I just wanted to make a really fresh and kind of crisp, I would say, art journal page. And so I had the idea of a white background with this collection of bluish and neutral coloured rectangles of pattern paper all across the centre of the page. So my page this is in my Dilutions 8x8 creative journal, and I have already put some Liquitex white gesso all over the background because the pages in this journal are a little bit cream, and I also find they don't, if there's watercolor or inkiness, it tends to soak it in a little bit, and I don't like the look of it. So I tend to gesso if I know I'm doing something watery, or if I just want a really white background. So I'm just going through and using some matte gel medium. I use the Liquitex brand again, not sponsored. They're just easy to get where I am in Australia, and they're a pretty decent price compared to some other brands. They are a bit pricey, but you seem to buy way more than you need. I am guilty of that a lot. I think my pot of modeling paste, I don't know how much it was a big one, but it has lasted me about 3 or 2.5 years, and I'm only now just getting to the end of it. Same with my matte gel medium, it lasts forever. So if you haven't bought some mixed media supplies before, just opt for the smaller bottles and jars if you can, because they last a lot longer than you think they're going to last. So I'm just going through and kind of spacing out. I've got some pattern papers that I created ages ago. I've got there's some Tomoe River paper with some watercolor that I experimented with. There's graph paper, note paper, book pages, Yahtzee game note pages. There's all sorts of bits and pieces, and I'm just sticking those on. And then while I had all of these extra scraps already cut, I thought I might as well slap them in my junk journal. I have some exciting news. I have finished my junk journal. I'm so excited. I really wanted to try and finish this before 2019 started, but I didn't get a chance to. The start of January was a little bit hectic and crazy, and I didn't get to create as much as I wanted to, but it's now finished. I filmed just a couple of days ago, I filmed a Patreon video which has got, I think, about 7 junk journal pages in one session. So if you're one of my Patreon peeps, that'll be up in March. And I also uploaded one that had 9 junk journal pages back in January. But this journal's all finished, and I will be filming a flip through for YouTube probably in April. I think it will be April or May. So you'll see the completed junk journal then. So I'm just going through, and I really should have put some like waxed paper behind the smaller page in my junk journal, just to make sure that I didn't get matte gel medium on it, but I didn't, and so I did accidentally stick my pages together. So that's a top tip that I didn't do that I should have done. Put some wax paper under your pages if you're going to be working to the edges, just so that you don't get any of the pages behind it or in front of it. So then I wanted to kind of fade the rectangle bits of paper into the background a little bit. And so I grabbed some white gesso and I kind of softened it around the edges. And then I, of course, used too much gesso, which seems to be, I still haven't learnt how much gesso you use. I always use too much or too little. And so I just plonked that into my junk journal on a separate page so that it's already gessoed for another time. Some of these papers are actually paper towels that I've used to mop up some spray mist. I haven't actually used my Dilutions mist for ages. I was on a real phase of using those for a long time, and then before I got my watercolors. So I should pull those out again, because a lot of these paper towels were made sopping up messes of those on layouts and things. I'm now going through with a stencil, and the cheapest, most beautiful tube of paint that I have ever bought in my life from my local $2 shop. It's like a turquoise, but it's a really bright one, and I think I need to get some more because I've been using it quite a lot lately and it's actually almost empty. So keep an eye out at your local cheap shops if you're looking for paint just for stenciling, and just have a bit of an experiment and a play with. You don't need the expensive stuff. You can just have a play with what you can find in the kids craft section. So then I've got this stencil, this circle one, I think is a Flutter by Designs one, and I wanted to add some white as well, just to blend in the white background a little bit. And so I'm just going through that. I sped this up quite a lot because, of course, stenciling takes a while, and my tip is to not have very much paint on your sponge. I've just got using a pack of makeup sponges that I got also at the $2 shop. And $2 shops, what we call our like dollar stores or cheap shops. Even though they're called $2 shops, I think I've talked about this before. And there's not many things that are actually $2. Everything's usually $2.99, $5.99, $500. Not quite $500, but still. I remember, I feel really old saying this, but back in my day, there was an actual $2 shop that was all $2, and it was one of my favorite places to go to. And you know what, probably 20 years later than when I used to go into that shop, not much has changed. I'm still very loving of the cheap shops. All right, tangent, let's get back on track. I'm also adding some stenciling to this junk journal page because my stencil's dirty and I might as well get as much paint out of that beauty as I can. I have, keep your eyes peeled for a junk journal class coming in the next couple of months, so that will be exciting, and I'll be sure to show you some of the pages and techniques that I use in that class as well. And I wanted to kind of, this page, the junk journal spread actually had a lot more kind of white space on it, and so I just wanted to make sure that they were all painted and kind of filled up a little bit. So that is all done. See, I learnt my lesson and I put the wax paper then down. I had some spare paint, so I just slapped that on another page as well. I had temporarily misplaced my Scotch tacky glue that I usually used, so I just used some glossy accents to stick down one of my February Patreon printables, and then I wanted a quote to put on here, and so I'm just using my black, I think it's a food ball pen. It's not waterproof, so always make sure to do this step last and not before you want to add more watercolor, or even splatters can affect it a little bit. So I'm just writing this one down. It's a really nice thick pen to write with, and it goes lovely over paint and thin layers of paper as well. So this page actually had a couple of whoopsies, which you'll see in a little moment. And I really truly believe in my motto that you can always cover it up. I was going to say that you can never cover it up. No, that's a lie. You can always cover it up, because I accidentally spelt motto wrong, and I spelt it like moto. And then the second time I go to write motto, I put 3 T's in it instead of 2 T's. It was a very hot day when I filmed this, and I think I was a little bit delirious by this time of the day of filming, and I just wasn't spelling the words correctly. But I posted on Instagram a couple of days ago, actually, this quote that I had stumbled across on Pinterest, and I just thought, I don't say this often, but this quote really, it touched me. I felt like it was just what I needed to hear at this point. And so this year in 2019, I really want to get back to focusing on the process instead of the final product. I last year placed a lot of self-doubt on myself, and just trying to strive for perfection from the get-go rather than enjoying the process of it. And so this year, 2019, I've stepped down from DTs, and I'm really hoping that this year is going to be a little less pressured and just enjoying having fun and experimenting. And not that I didn't do that last year as well, but I just want a stress-free 2019. And so there you go. You can see I spelt my motto for 2019. Is that a bad sign? Is that saying that this is not my motto for 2019, that I should not choose it? I hope not. So I decided to grab the black paint, because when in doubt, slap on some black paint and cover things up. But then I didn't like how it was such a bold black blob in the top left hand corner. So then I decided to outline my whole page with black paint, and I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but I grabbed a makeup sponge and I went for a distressed look, because if you purposely go for a distressed look, then it's less about the perfection, and you can stuff up and no one will know, except all of the people watching this video that know that I was stuffing up. And there's a bit down the bottom here that I put too much paint on, and then I have to purposely put too much paint across the whole thing. I'm sure this would be a lot easier to do with black ink instead of wet, juicy black paint, which wants to go everywhere and not where it's, oh, there we go, it was up the top. I knew I put too much paint somewhere. So then we just embrace it, and we just put all the paint everywhere. And I wanted to keep this bit in instead of skipping through it, to show you that, you know, mistakes are just part of the process, and you've just got to think about ways to twist your mistakes into successes and into something that you like. And then there I go. Look, I spelt it with 3 T's. Luckily, I'm using my Uniball Signo Broad gel pen, and it was still quite wet, so I was able to smudge away the extra T and spell it correctly. So then I felt like I needed some more black elements. I needed a little bit more dark elements, and I've been really enjoying doing black splatters with my watercolors lately. And so I'm trying to avoid the writing as much as possible, just because I know that it will go a little bit smudgy if it hits it too much. And I really wanted some big black blobs as well, so I'm kind of forcing some of the splatters to go where I want them to. Dried it with my heat gun, and now I'm on to finishing up this little page. And same here, I wanted just a little something to put on this page. So I grabbed some of my printables from, that'd be from a year ago possibly. I have a little pencil case that I keep them in, and I was just popping those down there. And then I just wanted a little quote. I was going to write a big quote, but then I realized that I'd used some of that paper towel that had the mist colors on it, and it's quite difficult to write on paper towel. It's just bumpy enough that the pen doesn't cooperate. And I had a disaster. I uploaded a video this week to Patreon about working through mistakes. If you saw that, let me know. But I tried to write a quote on some paper towel collaged bits, and it didn't work out at all, and the entire page took a turn. And I used black paint again. Black paint is very handy to have in your arsenal when you make a mistake, and I'm really trying this year to not freak out when I make a mistake, and just roll with it, just go with it, see where it takes you, add some splats, and just move on with the page. jazz hands are out, so that means this page is all finished. I hope you enjoyed it. I do a lot of double process videos over on Patreon, and I know that's not in everyone's budget, but if it's something you're interested in, the link is in the description below. I will be back in a fortnight's time with an exciting video over here on Let's Get Inkie. I have a craft room reorganization, which is coming up in 2 weeks, and then hopefully in April I will have a craft room tour here on YouTube as well, so keep your eyes peeled for those. All right guys, I'll see you in the next video in 2 weeks time. Bye.